Hello, welcome everyone. So the way this Inflammis platform developed was maybe a little bit of history. During the COVID pandemic, Professor Gül realized that anakinra could be a good candidate to rescue people from the effects of the virus. So we got together to work on a project to try to develop anakinra and biosimilars of anakinra to try to, in those times of uncertainty, to try to find a local source of the drug, because as some of you know, this drug is very effective in inhibiting IL-1 receptor signaling pathways, but was developed by Amgen in the US and has been licensed to a small company in Sweden. And the thought was that during the pandemic, the source would be limited, and in the limited amount of trials in patients, I guess it was quite successful. So we started in the 2018, and later that's how we started. And then came this idea of switching to nanobodies to target the same receptor. And tomorrow morning I'll talk about how our nanobodies are behaving, performing almost as good, or in some cases better than anakinra. But the way you saw the consortium, the way Boğaziçi University got sort of sucked into this consortium was because of me, and we're not really a main partner of the consortium yet, but we will be soon. And but with me comes the molecular biology organization, because this is an organization that has been founded to disseminate science in this field in Turkey. And since I'm the current head of this association, I wanted to disseminate this, use this opportunity to invite many of our partners and colleagues. So I just wanted to give a quick piece of information about this. I don't know how many people are members, but I urge you to be a member. It's cheap, easy. This is our website. There's this place where you can just click on and you fill out one form and sign it, and just load it onto this. Just follow the instructions. It's quite useful. We have yearly meetings, and this year actually we were supposed to have a congress. Some of you may have heard last year we had a congress in Acıbadem University, which was quite successful. And this year's congress was supposed to be in Kayseri, in Abdullah Gül University. But because of the earthquake, there was some uncertainty, so we had to cancel that. In fact, this weekend was when the Congress was supposed to be. But next year's Congress is going to be most likely in May, and definitely in İzmir Yüksek Teknoloji Enstitüsü. So check our website and register to that meeting if you wish. The Molecular Biology Association also welcomes you. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask me. Let me so I just want to introduce the program today. We'll start by, and one thing I forgot to say is this molecular biology organization was a grassroots organization. It was a group of 10 friends, me among them, and we started in 2011, and we started having joint lab meetings and monthly meetings, and it was very informal, and hopefully like today, just where some time off from the laboratory or the clinic where people can talk about their research and compare notes and ask a lot of questions. As Ahmet Gül said, we welcome questions. In fact, I hope people interrupt speakers and make it a discussion. We have 1 hour slotted for each speech, so each lecture, so there's enough time. So we'll start with Aryo. Aryo switched the titles of his talk, so he'll give one talk today and one talk tomorrow. So in the program, tomorrow's talk, you will hear it immediately. And then we'll have Sibel Kalyoncu, who's on the plane coming from Izmir. So hopefully she won't be too... Oh, she's here. Hello. And then we have almost 2 hours for lunch. So we couldn't organize a lunch in this dining hall of the university cafeteria because they open it for weekend brunches and it's quite expensive and crowded. So unfortunately, we don't have options for lunch. Well, the options are when you exit, we just had breakfast. About 12 minutes that way is the famous cafeterias. So, and if you go to the left, there are some buffets also. And of course, during the meeting, during the talks, there will be coffee and cookies. Please feel free to have them. And so we have almost 2 hours for lunch, and we feel free to come back here, and we can also talk with the speakers and ask questions during those 2 hours. And then in the afternoon, we have 3 other speakers, and Deniz is here, and Hümeyra is here. Deniz came from Denmark, and Hümeyra from Izmir, and then at the end I scheduled Mehmet Berkman, who's a long-time friend from the United States. He works with New England Biolabs, and he's done a lot of work with expressing proteins in the cytoplasm of bacteria, so hopefully we won't have any connection problems and we'll get to hear him. And tomorrow morning you'll hear from me and from Professor Gül, and you'll hear from Aryo again in his more advanced talk. And then we'll stop around noontime or tomorrow morning, around 1 or 2 tomorrow. So please feel free to ask questions, and join me in welcoming Aryo De Marco, who comes from Slovenia, and we've been collaborating with Aryo for more than 5 years now, I think. So we have this joint project where he has phage display libraries, and we've screened some of them and made some nanobodies against different targets. So Aryo will talk about the technology, a little bit about the history of how these nanobodies were developed, and